All right, everyone, buckle up because today we're diving into a mystery that stumped the world's brightest minds for centuries.
Centuries is right.
I'm talking about a 600-year-old book filled with strange writing that's completely undeciphered. It's called
The Voynich Manuscript. I bet you've heard of this one.
The Voynich Manuscript.
It's like legendary in its
I mean, it's like something straight out of a movie.
Yeah,
like you open this thing up and you're gonna find like crazy drawings of plants that don't exist, like star charts that make no sense. Some people think it's a secret code, others a lost language, or even
some kind of alien message.
An elaborate hoax.
People have been trying to crack this thing for ages.
Exactly, and today we're gonna dig in and explore some of the most popular theories, examine the evidence, and see if we can't shed some light on this historical enigma. So, to help us navigate the twists and turns of the Voynich Manuscript.
Yes, I'm ready.
I've got with me today a true expert in, well, mysteries.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm definitely fascinated by this manuscript. It's such a puzzle.
So let's start with the basics. For anyone who might not be as familiar with the Voynich Manuscript as we are, what exactly is this thing and where did it come from?
So the Voynich Manuscript is this, like I said, ancient codex, basically a book, and it's dated back to the 15th century. As for where it came from, well, that's part of the mystery. It first popped up in the 16th century in the court of Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II, who was a bit of a collector of strange and exotic stuff. But we don't know who wrote it, where it was before Rudolf II, or what it even says.
And the illustrations. We've got to talk about the illustrations.
They're wild. You've got these intricate drawings of plants that look kind of like herbs, but not quite like any species anyone's ever seen before.
Almost like
anatomical diagrams, maybe, but they don't really map onto human anatomy.
Like imaginary, like fantasy.
Yeah, exactly, like fantasy anatomy. And then there are these astrological charts and cosmological diagrams. It's like someone took all these different ideas, botany, astronomy, medicine, threw them in a blender, and out popped the Voynich Manuscript.
It really is this strange mix of the familiar and the completely alien. So how do we even begin to make sense of something like this?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And over the centuries, there have been a lot of theories, some more out there than others, but I think we can break them down into a few main camps.
Okay, so lay it on us. What are some of the leading contenders in the Voynich mystery?
Well, one of the most persistent is the hoax theory. This is the idea that the manuscript is a fake and elaborate forgery, maybe crafted to fool someone like Rudolf II, who we know had a thing for rare and unusual objects.
So like a 16th century con job.
Exactly. And there's some evidence to support this. Some people point to the fact that the script itself is incredibly complex, but it doesn't seem to follow any known rules of linguistics. It's like really, really internally consistent. It doesn't seem to have any loan words from any other languages that we know of.
Like it's too perfect to be real.
Right, like it was designed to look like a real language, but without any actual meaning behind it. There was even one researcher who claimed to have found evidence that the manuscript was created using a simple cipher device, like a grid or something.
Oh, wow. So is that it then? Case closed, the Voynich Manuscript is a fake.
Well, not so fast. See, the hoax theory has its critics too. And they argue that creating something as intricate and detailed as the Voynich Manuscript would have taken an insane amount of time and skill. Like, even if it is a hoax, it's still an incredible feat of artistry and craftsmanship.
That's a really good point. I mean, it makes you wonder what kind of person would go to such lengths just to pull off a prank.
Right. And what would they even have to gain? It's not like they could sell it as a genuine artifact knowing they'd be found out. So it kind of makes you wonder, what if it's not a hoax? What if it really is something more?
So if we entertain that possibility, what are some of the other explanations?
Well, this is where things get even more interesting. One theory is that the Voynich Manuscript is a genuine example of a lost language.
A language that's completely vanished from history.
Exactly. And there's actually some precedent for this. Think about Linear A, the script used by the Minoan civilization in ancient Crete. We have thousands of inscriptions in Linear A, but we still haven't been able to decipher it. It's completely unlike any other writing system we know of. So it's not entirely outside the realm of possibility that the Voynich Manuscript represents another lost language, maybe even from a culture that's completely unknown to us.
Wow, that's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. To hold something in your hands that contains the thoughts and ideas of a civilization that's been lost to time, that's incredible.
Absolutely. It's a reminder of how much we still don't know about our own past.
So we've got hoax and lost languages possibilities. What other theories are on the table?
Well, there are some who believe that the Voynich Manuscript is some kind of coded message or a treatise on a forgotten branch of knowledge. Some people think it might be related to alchemy, which was very popular in the 15th and 16th centuries.
Alchemy, huh? So like secret recipes for turning lead into gold and discovering the elixir of life.
Exactly. Or maybe it's not about alchemy at all. Maybe it's something completely different, like a lost system of herbal medicine or a treatise on botany from a culture that had a completely different understanding of plants and their properties.
And because we can't read the text, we have no way of knowing. It's like having a treasure chest full of amazing secrets, but we've lost the key.
Exactly. And that's part of what makes the Voynich Manuscript so alluring. It's this tantalizing glimpse into the unknown, and it really captures our imaginations.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about hoaxes, lost languages, secret societies, ancient wisdom. But with so many competing theories, is there any consensus on what the Voynich Manuscript actually is?
Honestly, not really. And that's part of what makes it so fascinating. We have all these clues, but no definitive answers. It's like a 600-year-old cold case that refuses to be solved.
And maybe that's okay. Maybe part of the beauty of the Voynich Manuscript is that it reminds us that there are still mysteries in the world, things that we may never fully understand.
I think you're right. It's a good reminder to stay humble, to keep asking questions, and to be open to the possibility that some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved.
That's a great point to end on. The Voynich Manuscript, a mystery for the ages, and maybe a reminder that some secrets are best left undiscovered. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure exploring this fascinating enigma with you.
Smash that like button.
Please subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to
HistorianKid podcast channel.
Catchy. We hope you enjoyed this dive into history. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from the past. Your support helps us bring history to life every day. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next episode. What lesser-known historical figures do you think deserve more attention? Get people talking